What is going on, Laker fans? Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm back in Los Angeles. 2 preseason games for the Lakers out in Vegas, and we are back in LA. Appreciate you guys being a part of Lakers Talk Daily. Monday through Friday, we're throwing out some Laker content. We're doing it on our ESPN LA YouTube page, so please subscribe if you have not subscribed to the ESPN LA YouTube channel. This is what I want to do here. So we're 3 games into the preseason, so we're halfway done with the preseason. Kind of just want to assess some stuff that I've seen so far and what I'm hoping to see in the final 3 preseason games, and we'll make sure that's kind of the bulk of the content for today's episode. So let me start off with this. 0-3 in preseason play. Don't pay too close of attention to the actual record. Why not pay close attention to the actual record? Because the starters have only played in the first half so far and have not played in the second half. Game 3, nobody played. Kendrick Nunn, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Russ, and who am I missing here? And Patrick Beverley all didn't play in yesterday's game, the entirety of the game. And also, we haven't seen Anthony Davis already in 2 of the 3 games. So don't pay attention to the record. I'm going to tell you some stuff that I like. I'm going to tell you some stuff that I got some concerns with. First, right out the gate, I like the vibe of the Lakers right now. I really do. Getting a chance, especially the games in Las Vegas. We're so close to the players, so close to the coaching staff, and that just has to do with where they're sitting us from a media perspective. And you could tell there's some good continuity there. There's guys that are, you could tell that they're there to listen to Darvin Ham's message. They're hustling on defense. I really, really like the way some of these players, some of these role players are buying into whatever Darvin Ham is trying to sell. Now, be cautious with that. Be cautious because we're still in that honeymoon stage, so don't pay too close attention yet. Let's see what happens when they face some adversity. Those first 15 games of the schedule are going to be incredibly tough. They're going to run into situations where, obviously that honeymoon phase is over, and then we'll kind of really have a great idea of what the character of this Lakers team is and what they're trying to build. But the vibe, I'm a fan of. Darvin Ham, I'm definitely a fan of. And we'll see how much that continues to play a key once the regular season starts. A couple other things that I like. How great was it to see Kendrick Nunn? Kendrick Nunn didn't play for the Lakers last year. Now, granted, he still hasn't played a regular season game yet, but I think we're getting a little bit of a glimpse of what that dude could provide for the Lakers once the regular season starts. And I'm personally hoping that he's coming off the bench. He's that spark plug that the Lakers need. Think of really, really good sixth men out there that are instant scorers, whether it's guys like Jamal Crawford or guys like, let me think here, Lou Williams, Manu Ginobili. I'm obviously pointing out, I know some of these guys have just had a tremendous career, but Kendrick Nunn, without comping those guys that he's going to be exactly one of those players, he's a real good threat off the bench. So it was nice to see him, especially in Game 2, where he went off for the Lakers. I think he had 22, 23 points, hit a couple of threes as well. I think went 4 of 7 from the three-point line. I think he's been certainly a positive thing up to this point. Another positive thing I'm going to point out so far. Patrick Beverley is a dude you hate playing against, and he's a guy you love having on your team. He is the perfect example. It's a perfect situation with the Lakers. He was on the Clippers for a number of years. He was a nuisance on the Rockets. He was a part of the Minnesota Timberwolves last year, always running his mouth. And every time the Lakers played him, it was like, oh, this freaking guy. Now, that has changed because he's on the Los Angeles Lakers. I just love his energy. I love what he brings to the table. You can tell how much he cares about his own effort, people's effort, other teammates' effort, and I think that's contagious. And in my opinion, you can notice that so far in the games that he's been a part of. And the last thing I really want to point out as far as some of the positives so far through the preseason, Bron had an 0 for 7 Game 1, and he came back the next night, 8 for 11. He was LeBron James. So I'm really looking forward to see how Bron continues to build on his career, even though it's his 20th season in the NBA. Those are some of the positives. Laker fans, feel free to comment below. 3 preseason games in, what have you liked? What are some of the things that stood out to you? Now I'm going to actually look at it the other way. Some stuff that I got some concerns with. I've said this before. I think my last video I did was on AD. That's a concern of mine, even though, Darvin Ham is saying nothing to be concerned about. It's impossible for me not to have concern when Anthony Davis has already missed 2 of the 3 preseason games. Would like to see him in the lineup, and hopefully we're going to get that the rest of the way. But anytime you see AD and not playing, yeah, that's an issue. That's always going to be a concern for the Lakers. The other concern I would say for the Lake Show, depth, I have a feeling could be an issue, right? When you don't have depth and you're so dependent on your star players or your big-time players, that's a scary, scary sight. You got to have role players that are contributing night in and night out. And my hope is as the season starts and we progress, that it's no longer a conversation or an issue, that the Lakers will be fine. But certainly that's one of the areas that I'd be a little concerned about. Okay, this is what I'm hoping for. The final 3 preseason games for the Lakers. Can we start seeing some real lineups? Can we kind of go away now? Look, they got 3 preseason games left. AD's already missed 2 of them. And then next thing you know, Lakers are going to be playing the Golden State Warriors on opening night. By the way, completely separate conversation. That Draymond Green video, awful. I mean, completely lays out one of his own players. I hate to see that, and who knows, maybe it's an advantage for the Lakers. Draymond misses a couple of games, and the Lakers could go try to steal a W up in San Francisco. By the way, they're playing them on Sunday in San Francisco. Pretty sure Draymond won't be a part of that one. We'll see what happens. I want to see real lineups. I want AD to be playing. I want Braun. I want Kendrick Nunn. Dennis Schroeder looks like he's back. He's got his visa cleared, and he should be back, I think they said Saturday or Sunday. He's going to join the team over the weekend. We'll see if he plays on Sunday. But you want to kind of start having an idea of what that starting lineup's going to be. You want to kind of have start having an idea of who's going to come off the bench, what lineups are working. And I don't feel like we've really got a chance to see that so far because we haven't. The only game that they all played together was Game 1, and it was only for the first half. And I was not a fan of that starting lineup where the backcourt was Russ and Kendrick Nunn. So these last 3 preseason games, can we please see some real lineups? Whether you win the game or you don't get me wrong, it would be nice to win some of these games. It's just good to have W's under your belt. Darvin Ham was talking about that yesterday. But more importantly, can we see in that game against the Warriors that the Lakers have their starting 5 in place? They got the right role players as well. Maybe it's not this upcoming game, but at least in Game 5 and 6, I'd love to start seeing a little bit of what the Lakers are going to look like come that first game against the Golden State Warriors up in San Francisco. 3 preseason games left, just so everybody has an idea. They got the Golden State Warriors coming up on Sunday. That game's up in the Bay. Tips off at 5:30. Then they have the Minnesota Timberwolves a couple days later on Wednesday. And then the final preseason game will be a week from today up in Sacramento against the Sacramento Kings. So, Laker fans, I'm going to throw this out to you. Through 3 preseason games, things you like, things you dislike, things you're a fan of, things you have some concerns with. And then what are you hoping to see over the final 3 preseason games of Lakers basketball? Feel free to comment below. Always love reading the comments. Please subscribe to the channel. ESPN LA on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. We're doing everything we can to kind of grow some of our content on the channel. Live streaming a lot of our shows. If you'd like to follow me, Lakers Talk with Alan Sliwa on YouTube. Subscribe to that channel as well. And you could follow us on all our other platforms. Thank you, Laker fans. Hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll get back with you guys on Monday.